Good morning, everybody. It's Lynn, the Leather Bag Lady. How are you all today? It is a Wednesday morning, and it is a crummy morning Leather Bag Lady weather report. It is pissing down, and it has been through the night and potentially will be all day. Why is it as soon as I talk to you guys, my face gets itchy or whatever? Anyway. So, a little update on yesterday's bag. Now, I have a couple of followers. Actually, I would consider Cynthia a friend, who always reach out to me if they've got little bits of updates or information for me. Now, yesterday's Emily bag by Roots, my girl Cynthia in California informed me that she used hers as a fanny pack. So I did a little bit of a dive this morning to see if that was one of the, advertised uses for this particular bag. I don't think it is, but there's quite a few people who have used it as a fanny pack. So literally, you can, I guess, use the top ring or the bottom ring or both and just put it around your waist. Why not? It wouldn't fit around my waist, but if you're a slimmer gal, then absolutely. And I mean, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? You could so use that as a fanny pack. So thanks, Cynthia, for that little hack. I think it is more the case. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm not seeing. There are a few people on Etsy who are selling them as fanny packs, which is kind of interesting. All from the U.S. So Roots did have a presence in the U.S. for a while. I don't think they had a store in California, because my Joe Rogan, who I don't really watch anymore, but I used to watch him religiously for a few years, and he sells Roots fanny packs as part of his merch on the Joe Rogan Experience. If you have made the link to the vintage bag experience. I thought, you know what, if it works for him, it works for me. I was struggling daily to come up with some kind of title or whatever. And I knew I was going to be doing a lot of videos. And I thought, you know what? It's not catchy or anything like that. But, well, I guess it is vintage bag experience. I mean, if you're into vintage fashion, vintage accessories, why not? So I thought if it was good for Joe, it's good for me. So that's where that came from. And it just makes it so much easier to, create a title. And I was going to do the whole thumbnails and all that kind of thing. But hey, you get what you get. Some days it's like, where you see that'll be the shot that YouTube grabs for this video. Oh my goodness me. So today's bag I showed you very briefly yesterday. I didn't think I would have it ready for today, but I do. So this bag is pretty unique. So I'm sure you've come across these kind of style bags in your travels. They're made in India, and usually they're like a very glossy, high shine, a lot of browns, oranges, burgundies, and there'll be elephants or, animals of some nature. I've had one of these bags before, and it was a much lighter color, and I must say I prefer this kind of walnut, chestnut kind of color. Now, some of the issues with these bags, not with this one, luckily, is that the leather is not the thickest leather in the world. And it does, I mean, this would not be a daily driver, I would not suggest, because the stitching, there's nothing wrong anywhere with this bag, but the leather is not the thickest. So if you were to stuff this bag too heavily, I don't know, but I'm going to predict that it probably would not take too much beating up. But look at how, like, the leather's kind of, is it pinched or it's been twisted? No, it's been pinched. Like it's just the craftsmanship in this bag. Now there's one slip pocket on the back, and I mean, it is just very, very thin leather, but leather nonetheless. And it has this kind of diamond shape embossing on it. There is a little bit of some nicks in the leather there. And the corners, this one in particular was in pretty rough shape. So I worked on it yesterday, and it's not ripped or anything. It looks like it's shredded a little bit. So I've trimmed the leather, I've glued it down, I've restained it. At the risk of being too extensive with what I've done, my ex-husband and I years ago decided to apply for a mortgage ourselves online. Why not? So we were selling a house that we had done a lot of work on. We'd done the weeping tiles inside and out, new windows, eaves troughs, soffits, fascia, like the whole bit. And we put all of this work on this application, and literally they declined us. So we didn't know what was going on. So we called our realtor, and she said, do not apply for stuff like that by yourself, because this was many, many years ago. This was probably 2001. And she said the mortgage company wanted to know if the house was falling down, because normally people, when they buy a house, because we hadn't owned the house very long, do the aesthetic things, do the pretty things, and all the kind of structural things. They don't want to spend their money on that because you can't see it. Well, I was raised the exact opposite. If there's a big problem, you take care of the big problem. You can always paint the walls another time. And she said to me, do not go through and do that stuff yourself. Mortgage broker, insurance broker, any broker, they have relationships with these companies. They know the lingo. Leave it to them. That's what they do. Holiday broker, vacation, let them do it, because we screwed it up so bad. And why did I start telling you that story? I can't remember. Oh, anyway, whatever. So, isn't that ridiculous? And you know what? I stood here and I thought, I'm going to start telling this story and I'm going to forget why I told it. Anyway, so back to our bag and just how beautiful it is. So it is a rolled strap. There is some cording in there. I can feel the ribs on it. Straps are in perfect condition. All the connection points are in perfect condition inside and out. All the lining, I've had these bags before, and sometimes this lining rips. So I don't think this bag has been used very much at all. Oh, that's why I was telling you this story, because I hear some of my colleagues online. Kristen D does it a lot. She will go into not great detail, but the verbiage, the words she uses, it's not very, like it sounds like, as Miss Philly says, the bag was toe up from the flow up. Like just the words she uses are quite harsh. Like they're not, like I restored this, where she'll say, it was really in, terrible shape, and I glued it, and I this and I that. I don't know. It's just, you're not a professional bag restorer, neither am I. So I don't know. It just doesn't sound professional to me. So at the risk of doing that, and telling you what I've done, Because I mean, it's, you can see where it has been a little bit damaged, but it is in no way anywhere further than the very top layer. Like, it's not right the way through. Like, if I've got a bag that I'm like, is this strap gonna last? Like, I'll yank on it and I'll make sure that it is in functional condition for you guys, because the last thing I want to do is deal with returns, and the last thing I want to deal with is negative reviews on Etsy. My God, don't get me started on that. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I listen to Kristen D explain what she did with a bag, and I'm like, and I don't think um I don't think she's been rehabbing bags very long. So it's all kind of hit and miss. And I mean, I've been doing it for years, but I've never really thought it was something that would be worth talking about. But I'm watching these rehab channels on YouTube, and I found this gentleman last night, the restorer guy or something, and it's not bags. He restored a copper metal purse. Unbelievable. And then he restored a perfume bottle. I mean, these things were rusted, like you would just throw it out. And amazing. I said to Pius last night, I said, I can watch this shit all day. It is just amazing how talented people are. And I guess how brave they are. I mean, I've told you before that suede, I will throw it in the washing machine. I mean, I won't pay $50 for a bag and throw it in the washing machine, albeit that now, I don't know, sometimes the cheaper bags, the material is a little more hardy. Like lambskin, I mean, it's so delicate and so soft, whereas cowhide is thicker, it's more durable. So I guess I'm going to have to learn the hard way on some of those things. Like, I don't get really high-end stuff very often. I mean, I'm watching The Costume Jeweler, and now Purse Trippin', I guess they've linked up, and she does a lot of her videos from Savers, but she does not get her bags from Savers anymore. She is doing the red, white, and blue thrift, like The Costume Jeweler, and they do pay up quite a bit for their bags, but oh my goodness me, the brands and the quality. But you would have to make sure that you could get the markup to be able to make, $30, $40 US bags make money for you. I would rather, and I've talked to you about this before, I've done some experimenting about whether it's price that drives a purchase or quality. And unfortunately, it's price. I mean, if the bag is a disaster, then okay, fine. It's not going to sell. I mean, this bag, for example, actually, it'll be interesting if you can see it really clearly on the camera. So this bag has a bit of a dark spot right here. And I've considered oiling the whole bag to but there's enough movement in the bag that I think it's not going to be like in your face. So this is, it's not a weave. It's actually a leather, like it's been leather stamped. The strap is missing, so I've got to find a strap. But this is one of these, made in Italy, the Vienna leather markets. So, or the Florence leather markets. So that's the kind of rehab that, I've been doing for years, just because I think it's, I would never sell a bag that, I didn't make an effort to work on. So, it's just, I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm starting, like I said, to watch some of these resellers and who do the rehab. It's Hadrian does rehabs, but the bags they find, like, I get pissed off. I watch The Costume Jeweler, and it's interesting to watch his videos from a year ago when he really didn't know what he was buying or didn't know the brands. And, now he's a lot more educated. He has a huge following. I don't even Miss Philly was saying this in one of her videos yesterday, I think. She's like, how do they get all these followers? Like how, not that I do this for followers, I do not. Um, but I have one of my subscribers, Nora. Hi, Nora. She says, I just put you on while I'm making dinner. I think that's so cute. So, hi, Nora, if you're making dinner. We went out last night for, I cooked Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night. I was like, okay, I'm ready to not have a cooking night tonight. But I didn't say anything. I went out and I bought, we have a pie place in Hamilton. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go and get a couple of, I got steak and potato and ground beef and gravy. And I thought I'll make some potatoes for the potato guy. And we were watching Ray Donovan last night and they were talking about, was it Ray Donovan? I'm not sure if it was Ray Donovan or it was just a video. And they were talking about the potato pie. And I was like, I got my potato pie. Mr. Pius, and he laughed. He said, I was just waiting for you to make the connection. But it did take me a minute or two. I wasn't thinking of that. So yeah, we watched, did a little bit of a watch last night. I went thrifting yesterday, but there was nothing. But I did get 2 bags. Oh, hang on, I'm going to show you. Has anybody heard of the brand Prune? So there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. Like the shelves, the racks were bare. And then I found, actually, this one I found first. Isn't that lovely? I've got candles in the bottom. That's how I shape the gusset plate because they're quite heavy. But look how pretty that is. So I found this and I was like, okay. And the price wasn't too bad. And then I kept going and I found this one, which is just in my color palette. I love this deep mahogany red. So this is the brand. Now it's from Argentina. So I did a little bit of research as I do. And it's beautiful inside. It's got compartments and everything. So it is probably early 2000s because look at the size of that phone pouch. I mean, come on. So I could potentially list. I was looking for some history, like when the company started, but I haven't been able to find anything. But I think I'm going to use that dark one. The only thing is it's very deep. And, oh my God, we're 18 minutes in. Holy crap. Sorry, guys, if you're still hanging out with me on story time. Nora, I hope it's a big meal you're cooking because we're 18 minutes in, girl. So I did that. We did some thrifting and then Pius had physio. So, of course, he was feeling not great when he was done there. And had to get a few bags ready. I've got a friend who is going home to Italy for a visit. So this is one of the little Coach. Isn't this beautiful? I was so hesitant to let this go because I really like this. But you know what? The park fees are not going to pay themselves. This was painful. And I restained the corners. I did an amazing job, if I do say so myself. But this little guy is absolutely beautiful. So this is on its way to Italy with 2 of its cousins. And yeah, so we had a fairly busy evening in that regard. And then came home and just watched TV for a little bit. And Pius was... I put him for a nap again, but he actually voluntarily went for a nap this time. He's just so tired. But he said he had a good sleep last night. So we'll see how tired he is when he gets home. Because it's raining, he's not outside. I went and surprised him at work yesterday. I picked up those pies. And I picked up a little lemon meringue pie and showed up at his job. And there he was outside working away because he's on modified duties because of his shoulder. So they've just got him doing anything and everything. So he was outside working and One of the managers let me in because you got to have a little key fobby thing to get in. And we had a little visit. He ate his pie, had a few mouthfuls. It was very yummy. And I came home and started to get ready for, oh, somebody just favorited an item on Etsy, and came home and got dinner ready. I don't do anything with that. I know there's a lot of sellers that will contact the person and offer them a discount, and I don't do any of that stuff. I don't know whether maybe I should. I just did a survey for Etsy recently, and they went through all the different areas of, is this helping you? Is this helping you? Is this helping you? Well, half of it I didn't even know it was there. So I'm sure there's probably more I could be doing. But you know what? I work hard every day just managing the bags. I probably should be a little bit more effective managing the e-commerce platforms, right? But anyway, we're 21 minutes in, so I'm going to say goodbye. Tomorrow is Thursday. I didn't go to the gym today because it was pissing rain, and I really, really do enjoy the walk. So I figured I'll go Thursday, Friday. There's usually one day in my week that I can't get there. So if I go 5 days, I go 5 days. If I go 4, then that is okay with me. So have a great day, everybody. Oh, look at these things. I had somebody on Instagram say nice tits. Perverts! Why are men such perverts? Pius included. But he only says it to me that I know of. So, anyway, bye everybody.